Hello Taurus, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Taurus for the week of November 7th. Now do keep in mind, if this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right, Taurus. Let's go ahead and see what we have going on here for you. Now I'm using the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot as well as the Angel Answers Oracle deck. There are links to all of these decks, as always, in the link in the description below if you'd like to pick them up for yourself. Do make sure that you are subscribed to the channel for future updates from me. And okay, I am using a pyramid spread here. If you're curious, I think that's looking just about good enough to me for right now. Cool. Taurus. Wow. Really like what's happening here. Some of you are recognizing that you need a break. You need to take a rest right now. Some of you are exhausted. Some of you are burnt out. Some of you are experiencing burnout in life right now. And, you know, I think that you're giving yourself the space to relax, recover, and rest if you can. I think that you're giving yourself that space and that time. I also think that it's not all of you are going to be in that situation, but, you know, if you are in this downtime, there's a really good reason for that. Like, there's a reason why this is happening, because you do have a new path opening up here in the future. I think that how you spend your downtime is going to be important. You know, getting quality rest, doing the things that you need to do, taking care of yourself, all of that is going to be very important here as you maybe move into this period. But this is kind of the calm before the storm, and I mean that in a good way. Like, there's, you know, you might find yourself busy here in the future. There's clearly been a new start for some of you here, and, you know, I think you've been spending a lot of time thinking about potentially initiating a relationship for some of you here in the past. That's not going to be for everybody. I try to bring in messages for both career and finance as well as love and romance in my reading. So yeah, I'll try to do that in this reading, but let's go ahead and let's dive in here. So in the overall situation, you do have this Four of Swords, which I've talked about already, is a card that indicates rest and recovery in the tarot. This person's actually traditionally here, this is a message here of this person sort of like healing from heartbreak, as you see the Three of Swords card on the wall above this person. But it can also just be generally about rest, recovery, healing. It doesn't always have to be about heartbreak. It's almost like, if anything, I feel like some of you have made some... I don't think that there's heartbreak here recently, okay? We'll have to... So in this pyramid spread, I always go through and we go clarify with more cards and we move up the pyramid, so to speak. And so we'll get some more clarifications here on around, you know, if there was heartbreak here in the past. But, you know, to me, it feels like what's going on is, you know, some of you have really, I think, maybe met somebody with the Ace of Cups here, which the Ace of Cups is really a nice signal for starting a new love or a new romance or a new relationship or new love generally in your life. But with the Page of Swords and the Four of Swords, some of you are in wait and see mode, okay? And in other words, some of you are gathering facts, information, data, and you're taking your time, because Page of Swords can say, like, maybe an offer, an invitation from the universe taking time, or news of delay, or a message from the universe that may indicate that there's some time that needs to be had for something. It can be disappointing news. I just don't feel disappointing news in this reading. That's not what I feel intuitively. I feel this is something more about a time situation, where the Page of Swords would also be somebody who, like, gathers data or information. This can also be somebody who's just thoughtful. They really take a thoughtful approach to something. And, you know, for you, I feel like there's somebody here that you've met in the past, but some of you are like, all right, do I want to commit? Do I not want to commit? I think some of you are taking your time on that, which is fine. Like, you know, I think that that's like a totally rational, normal, logical thing to do. this would suggest that you're using the more logical side of your brain with the Page of Swords. Now, in other areas of life, there's a new start that's been wanting to form here, or wanting to come forward here, that could indicate something connected to creativity. This could also be something in your life that just makes you happy. And this new start's been wanting to come forward. But right now there's like, the universe is like, all right, slow down, sit down, rest. Okay, there's been something here that like, there's been recovery here for some of you, because this new start's coming in the future, but it's almost like some of you have needed to really rejuvenate. Something like that is happening here. In the future, you have the Two of Wands and the Six of Pentacles. So, you know, the Two of Wands, this is about a choice between two paths or two wands or two people or two things in your life, okay? In addition, this can talk about going into the planning stage or the research stage or the discovery stage, similar to the Page of Swords. So some of you here are gathering intel, gathering data, you know, structuring knowledge, you know, collecting information, structuring information, you know, doing outlines, you know, making plans. I know that sounds boring, but some of you doing this recently. With the Two of Wands, Page of Swords, and this could be connected to like, okay, do I go down this new direction with this person, or do I try this new job or this new business or this new career or whatever? Six of Pentacles, you know, this is the idea of the act of giving is just as important as receiving. The work that you put in now with the knowledge that you're building, the information that you're gaining, this is going to pay dividends in the future, down the line. Okay, this is going to pay off for you in the future if you don't see it now. Okay, and so this isn't just about giving to others, this is also about giving to yourself. In other words, receiving. And so for some of you, what I think here is you're giving yourself rest, but I also think you're using this downtime effectively, and the information or the knowledge that you're building, gaining, or acquiring at this time will really pay off in the future. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at what we have here. All right, so you have the Ten of Cups, definitely like that for you. You have the Four of Cups. You have the Knight of Swords. And you have the Eight of Pentacles here. All right, so here's the thing. Don't worry about when you need to take action, because you're going to know exactly when you need to take action. Okay, you're going to know exactly when the time is right for you to sort of strike, if you will. You will strike while the iron is hot. And I say that because you have this Knight of Swords. Okay, the Knight of Swords, while it can indicate impulsivity, that's not the vibe I get. The vibe I get is that it's more about striking while the iron is hot, taking advantage of an opportunity, seizing the day, right? And you know, this is also attached to an event. Typically knights represent events in tarot. And so right now what we see you doing is waiting, playing the waiting game. You know, again, I need to stress this point, which is the way that you use you utilize your downtime right now is very important. And specifically now, because you have this Four of Cups as well, which, you know, this person's bored, you know, potentially. On one hand, if you look up the Four of Cups definition, this person could be considered bored and apathetic in their scenario or in their situation. But they're also just simply reflecting and meditating. And so this can also be about reflection and meditation and simply inaction, like non-action in life. And so you do have that here pretty heavily showing up. But there's an opportunity here as well that is sort of springing up for you with this Four of Cups. And what I feel like saying for you is this opportunity, it's almost like the work that you do now. Okay, how do I? Let me rewind here. there's something very exciting available with the Ten of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles, okay? Eight of Pentacles is about talent and dedication. Ten of Cups is about total happiness. You are kind of setting a very strong framework for yourself. You're constructing the bones of this situation. And basically, in doing this, it's going to be an easy ride. It's going to be an easy ride to where you need to go. And when the opportunity presents itself, you will act because you have the bones in place. You have the framework, you have the structure in place. And that's what you're doing. Okay, that is what you're doing right now. And so don't worry about when the opportunity arises. Simply do what you need to do now. Because that way you eliminate the need to try to play the guessing game. And if you do what you need to do now, when the opportunity arises, it'll be an easy ride. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. I think that this is what you're doing here, and I think that this could be applied to many areas in your life. This is a general life reading. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at the oracle cards here. I don't see heartbreak. I really don't see heartbreak for you. Obviously, every human who has decided to have a human experience has experienced heartbreak at one point, but that's not what's showing up at this time in this reading. Okay, so you have not the right time, perfect timing, and choose a new direction. This is literally, quite literally perfect. This is exactly what I've been saying. Downtime is important, okay? With the Four of Swords, the Four of Cups, the Two of Wands, and the Page of Swords. If something is not the right time, it's not the right time for a reason, okay? Because what you're doing is you're making space for perfect timing to arrive, okay? There's a saying that I always used to say on my channel, and I haven't said it in a long time, which is, you can't hack divine timing. You can't hack divine timing. Perfect timing is divine timing. What you can do is you can set the framework in place. You can build the bones. You can build the foundation. And when divine timing strikes, it will be an easy ride. And that's what you're doing here. This is a very logical, just like, maybe a little bit, some people may find this boring, but this is like a very, I think, this is one of the more useful messages I've had in a long time for any sign. Because this is like, you can apply what I'm talking about to just about everything in life. And you know, this might be about you moving into a new direction in your life here with choose a new direction. So you love to see it. Let's go ahead and let's move up the pyramid here. So you have the Hermit, you have the Six of Cups, and you have the Four of Wands. Okay. So the Hermit is the Virgo card, but the Hermit is about being isolated. It's about being on your own. And purposefully isolated, right? Not isolated in a negative way, but saying, you know what? I'm going to take some time to go within. I'm going to be introspective right now. I'm going to find the answer that I need to find, not the answer from somebody else. I'm going to find it in the way that I need to find it. I'm going to spend time meditating. I'm going to spend time in solitude. I'm going to spend time being introspective. And in doing this, I acquire wisdom. That is the Hermit. The Hermit is the wise person. It is the sage. The Hermit is on the path of the sage in the tarot. They are becoming wise, or they have become wise, I should say. And they found their star. They found their guiding star here, as you see the star in the lantern. Some of you are certainly doing this here. There's a very clear message where, like, you are spending your downtime here. Like, you have downtime here for a reason, okay? And it's setting yourself up for something really nice. And certainly a new direction here. You have the Six of Cups, which is about something from the past, or someone from the past. Okay, this is memories of love, memories from the past, childhood memories. The Six of Cups is also about the feeling of your home. So like the family home, or where you grew up, or, you know, the place that you grew up, or what is familiar to you. The Six of Cups is like, what is familiar to you? You have the Four of Wands, which makes total sense here because the Four of Wands is about structure and stability. And I've talked about how you're structuring something here. You're building the bones, you're building the framework, you're building the foundation so that you have something stable to live in or to stand on. And again, once the divine timing happens, you can simply strike when the time is right, and it'll be a smooth ride to where you're going. You have the Five of Cups and you have the Three of Cups. Just don't spend your time. I know it's like I wish I could expand on this more, but basically there's nothing else to expand on, which is just don't spend the time poorly. Like, make sure you're spending the time wisely, you know? Make sure that you are spending the time wisely here. And I think that as long as you do that, you know, when the opportunity arises, you will be ready. The Three of Cups is about joy, celebration, and happiness, which is really nice for you. It's coming in the future half of the reading. And so, you know, all of this time that you're spending kind of building the bones, building the framework, building the foundation, whatever you want to call it, this is really setting yourself up for something nice here. At the top of the pyramid, you have the Emperor, an amazing sign in the tarot. The Emperor is somebody who is extremely successful. This is big boss energy. This is the energy of a leader. This is the energy of success, specifically in business and career. And this is the person who's, you know, in charge of things. And I think, you know, if nothing else, you are absolutely certainly taking charge of your life. You're taking control of your life here. On the bottom of the deck, amazing, you have the Sun card. To me, the Sun is the best omen in a tarot reading. Total positivity, happiness, success, and victory. It's also a card of truth. You're definitely spending this downtime finding your truth, and I think that is very well spent. Like I said, you can't find a better card in a reading from my perspective than the Sun. So incredible. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. I really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next reading.